So we have been continuing on this like disaster movie kind of train, right?
Yeah.
I showed you Greenland. You showed me Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Yep.
We kind of like accidentally fell into this little
fun theme. Yep.
But it's been good all the same, and we talked about it last week, and so I mean, I already know the answer because it was on the list for a while, and then but whatever, formalities out of the way. Have you seen the movie 2012?
Don't think so. Wait, no, I definitely did. Yeah, because we got 20 minutes into it, and I was like, this is really familiar.
And then at the 45-minute mark.
And then at 45 minutes, I was like, nope, definitely seen this.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
I thought this one was another one, and it wasn't.
Yeah. So have you seen Sex Tape?
No, that sounds like a disaster movie, too.
All right, let's do it. So I'm sitting in the studio last night, minding my own business.
As one does.
Playing a little Stranded Deep. And all of a sudden, there's something like one of my back bottom molar. I'm like, feels weird. Like, this is like this weird texture on the back of my, right? And so I'm like, I probably have a feeling that's like coming loose or whatever. So that sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there. I'm like, God, it's really bugging me. And so I like reach my finger in just to kind of like check it out a little bit and see if I can figure out what's, like, is the feeling loose or what's happening. And so I give it like almost no pressure at all, just this like slight little nudge. Sure enough, I can feel a piece like
pop
off, and I'm like, son of a bitch! I'm gonna have to go to the dentist. And so I set it down on the desk beside me. I'm like, I'll throw it out in a minute. And then I glance down, and I'm like, oh, that's a piece of my tooth.
It's not filling, it's white.
That's tooth.
Get some super glue and put that back in there.
So yeah, a piece of my tooth came off, which it was small. It was small enough that it's not like the tooth is in half, but it was big enough that it was like, oh shit, a piece of my tooth came off. Like I would say, I would say I lost like 10% of the tooth. And sure enough, like it's a tooth that has a big filling on it. And so I think what actually probably happened, I don't think it's rotting. I think that at some point in the past, it could have been a year ago or more.
You're chewing on some ball bearings.
I think I cracked it somehow.
Yep, got those Friday night fight nights are really kicking your ass.
I think I probably cracked it somehow, and then. But I didn't know because the filling was holding it in place.
This is slapping you around too much.
And so maybe the filling came loose or loosened up a little bit and then was no longer holding that piece of tooth in place. Anyways, it's razor sharp back there right now. It sucks.
Yeah.
And so like that side of my tongue
is it your tongue hitting your tongue?
It's hitting my
cheek?
tongue.
Yeah, okay.
So my tongue's like swelling up a little bit.
Yeah, which only makes it hit it more.
Yeah. Yeah. So it sucks. And so I called the dentist this morning, and I was like, hey, I'm due for a cleaning and a checkup.
And can you file my tooth down?
And also, I might need a little bit of repair work because
my dad could do that for you. for free.
I might.
He's done it before to himself.
He's done what?
Tooth repair.
How?
When I was a kid, we still go up there in the summer. We go up to this camp way up north. It's like an 8-hour drive. Middle of nowhere. You lose cell service. There's no cell service. When I was a kid, there was no running water. Anyway, no electricity. We're up there. I think it was in the winter the one time we went. We went up there ice fishing.
Yeah.
And it's usually like us and like one or two other families. And everybody hangs out at somebody's cabin at the end of the night. Anyway, my dad's tooth has been bugging him all day. And it's like
So he found an ice skate.
One of his front teeth kind of on the side,
like
behind the canine,
a front molar.
Yeah, but anyway, it was like really bugging him, kind of the way you're talking. It was chipped or whatever, and somebody found like a small file, and he filed that thing down all on his own.
Yeah, but I don't want my plan is to have it.
He's never. I don't think he's ever had it properly fixed.
Yeah, my plan is to have it built back up and repaired, not.
We can just get in there and file down the sharp edge, and you're good.
Anyways, I mean, I may have to take him up on it because when I called the dentist, I was like, I'm due for a cleaning. I'm due for a little bit of a checkup. Also, I broke a chunk of my tooth off last night, and so maybe a little bit of repair work. And she said, "Oh yes, oh gosh, okay. Let me look." How does 4 p.m. on April 9th sound? And I said,
Where are you going?
Sounds like it's 3 months away. I
feel like you need to find a different dentist.
Yeah, so I'm going to call somewhere else tomorrow and be like, hey, you taking patients? Because this, it's not going to work. Hello and welcome to the Movie Men Podcast.
We are the Toothy B team.
Yeah, that's Carl.
Dad's over there's Brady.
Yeah. Do you have an 11-inch dildo in your nightstand?
No.
Oh, okay. It's put forth in the film that we're reviewing this week that maybe everybody does.
Yeah.
And I don't, but that doesn't mean like all of a sudden I'm like, well, shit. Like, is it everyone but me?
Do I need to go out and buy a double-ended dildo to keep in mind?
I don't even know where you like. I wouldn't even go out. I would just like
go
that's
online.
That's an Amazon. But that feels like a type of like I would set up a new Amazon account under an alias. Like you
don't even want it to affect your algorithm.
Yeah,
it's going to affect your algorithm no matter what because it's on your computer.
So like, well,
you have to go rent a computer, go to the library.
Last week I ordered a pack of Dunkaroos. This week, yeah, rough going. So there was a bit of a blunder.
A little bit.
Yeah. Listen, I don't fully blame you, and I say I don't fully blame you because I partially blame you. This was bound to happen eventually.
Probably.
Like I knew that this was bound to happen eventually.
Well, there have been a few
couple
movies
times
that
you were unsure.
I was unsure watching it. I think there's been at least one.
Yeah.
Where you were watching it and you were.
There's
unsure.
been one or two where I said, "Look, I know I've seen this, but I was 6 or or whatever." But 2012, the film. I mean, it's just too it's
pretty recent.
You knew the punchline. Yeah. You knew the ending and stuff. This does mean though,
as soon as Woody Harrelson is like in the tree in Yellowstone, I'm like,
eating a pickle.
Crap! This is really familiar.
Yeah,
I think I've seen this.
So
what this Yellowstone bit is.
What this does mean though, I know for a fact that all of the films on your list I have not seen. You got to go through mine a little.
Double check.
You got to go through again. Maybe look up some posters. Maybe watch a trailer if you're unsure.
Yeah.
Luckily, we were able to replace it because 2012's a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
And we're about an hour into it, and I was like, well, that's fine. I'll just grab an hour and a half backup film from my list. And we'll watch that.
Yeah.
So we watched Sex Tape.
Yeah, disaster film in its own right.
It's kind of, yeah. Initial impressions?
Okay.
I mean, it's a comedy. And what is the purpose of a comedy? The purpose of a comedy is to make you laugh. And it does. This movie makes me laugh. I think it's funny. I think Jason Segel and Cameron Diaz are sort of a fun pairing. It's a funny enough concept. I think it's a concept. I think this film appeals to two different groups of people for two different reasons, right? Like there are the married or have been in a relationship for 6, 7+ years, and maybe things are not stagnant in the bedroom, but
they're in the same position as this couple.
Yeah, but they're just not as frequent, or she's doing laundry, now's my chance, right? Like it's just not as frequent as it was, and so I think to those people the film's probably relatable. And then there's the people who are just like, the film is kind of riding that line of being a sex comedy. It's kind of like American Pie, but not.
It's edging there.
Edging there.
There's like, they let it all hang out a few times. Like there's no full frontal, but there's a bunch of full rear.
Nipples. You get nipple. You get a bunch of rear.
Yeah. Was there full? I guess right at the beginning.
You get. You don't get any full frontal. You don't get any genitals. Which you get is. You get obscured nipples. Cameron Diaz's nipples are obscured by a semi-transparent shirt. But then also you get a shot where you're seeing the screen of YouPorn, and there's just thumbnails, and those aren't censored.
Zoomed in and enhanced. Zoomed in and enhanced. Zoomed in and enhanced.
Yeah.
You might as well just go to the website.
You might as well just go, yeah. But yeah, so the purpose of it is to make you laugh. It does make me laugh. I think it could make me laugh more. I think that I think it really takes a little while. The movie doesn't really become funny until they're out searching for the iPads. And it takes like 20, 25 minutes to get there. Like there's a long setup to that point.
It's almost like the second act.
Yeah, so the first act's just really not that funny. And so there's that. On the flip side of it, there are some moments in this that I think are hilarious and really well crafted. We'll get into those.
It takes a while to ramp up.
But that's my initial impression. Yeah. What do you think of the movie?
Yeah, so right off the bat, it takes a while to ramp up, but once it does, it gets up quick, and it stays hard long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the innuendos in this continue on throughout the film, and probably will throughout this podcast. They got a lot of skin in the game. So
wow. Were you sitting watching the movie thinking of some of these? Be honest.
There was a point like where they were talking and having conversations in the film, and they weren't intentionally making it a punny innuendo, but it was like, because there was a time when somebody was like, "There's a lot of skin in the game," or something to that effect, but they weren't like doing it as a gag.
You think they were unaware of,
like, the characters weren't doing it as a gag,
right?
But I think the script writers are like, we're just gonna throw these little innuendos,
just throw that in, see if anyone grabs it.
Yeah. There's some clever writing in here. There's some fun slapstick. As a comedy goes, it's not the worst, but there's some spots that could probably have been better. And because of the context of a lot of the jokes and the as you were talking about, kind of the line that it rides. Yeah, there's it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea.
No. Some people will. But I mean, it makes it pretty clear about that. in the fact that the film is called Sex
Yeah.
Tape, right? Like,
You would
it's not like
probably
sitting
mean-
down and watching a film about a violin with
Yeah.
your in-laws. You're
Red-
yet to
red
be
violin,
in-laws.
red
Your
violin.
your
I was doing
girlfriend's
the
parents.
preview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden was it a sex scene or
Yeah.
just nudity?
No, it was a full sex
Full sex scene, yeah.
There was like
Simulated
for those out of the loop, when I was dating my wife
the first time.
the first time,
There was a there are dark
I was
dark
over at-
ages.
we were over at her parents' place watching a film. I think it was called The Red Violin or something to that effect. The whole film
Her
was
super Christian parents'
the
place.
film was about this violin that was made way back, and it kind of
You
followed
follow
the
it.
life of the violin. The violin essentially was the main character, and you got
Really cool concept.
It was a really cool film.
Yeah.
So, like you got to know it's the maker a little bit in the first kind of bit, and then it goes on to the first owner, and then there's like this whole kind of Renaissance period, and then there's like there's at one point
Yeah, the violin's hundreds of years old.
yeah, there's one point there where the guy who's owned the violin was like a rock star of kind of the early, I don't know what the age it was, but
You're doing great.
anyway, he had his muse was like this woman that he was in love with, and he would have sex and play the violin at the same time, and they showed it. They showed all of it, and it was real awkward to watch with everyone in the room.
Yeah.
Anyway, but this film, I feel like somebody who looks at it goes, sex tape, oh man, that's gonna be like a really funny like 90s sex comedy that's like
gonna be
really
American Pie.
really raunchy, like pre-American Pie.
Okay,
So
like
Cal
Meatballs.
co-eds or yeah.
Yeah. Or Porky's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Porky's Revenge. Like, they're going to go into this, they're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, you see, I think
It's a lot tamer than
I think
those.
that may be the most nudity that Cameron Diaz has ever done. Like the full behind shot. Cameron Diaz. There's a great website that's like, I treat the website as like a for like film research, but it's also got like sex ads all the way down the side.
like Pornhub 2.0?
No, it's called Nudography, and it basically catalogs the nudity that actors or actresses
where you can watch it if you
have
really
done.
want to see it.
No, I mean not necessarily. It's just it's helpful. Like when Pete and I did we did an episode
Planet of the
with a
Apes.
guest. No, on the history of nudity in film and stuff like that. This website is helpful for that. Yeah, this is the only real nudity she's ever done. She's posed nude, and there's some like paparazzi topless sunbathing on a beach kind of
Sure.
photos. But this was, yeah. So, I mean, it's not devoid of nudity.
No.
And even some of the rear nudity, like of Jason Segal,
It almost feels like there's more nudity of him than anyone else.
but there's some times where like when you see from behind and he's going to do the headstand, you're like, I'm seeing like
There's a bit of a sack there.
there's a little bit of like this is like if you didn't have such a hairy butt, we'd be in butthole territory. Like I'm seeing a lot here. So no, I mean, yeah, you'd be disappointed if you were a teen in the 90s looking for, girls in the shower type of thing. But I think there's also sex comedies out there that are tamer than this is. So hard to say. So yeah, so Sex Tape, the story of a couple who are having trouble finding time to be intimate with each other. They have 2 kids now, and
When
before
they were in college, they were
well, now sex kind of
couldn't
needs to be
stop.
scheduled. Whereas before it was just kind of
anytime, everywhere.
Yeah. They had sex in a college dorm and forgot to close the door. Like
sex
it was
in a library.
Yeah.
Knocking over the bookshelf.
And so now it's like, and then things started to get a little tricky for them when she first became pregnant, because now she's got the big
pregnant.
baby bump,
Yeah.
and angles are awkward and stuff like that, which I think it's great that the film touches on, like that the film shows that, because that's just one more layer of, you're going to have many couples watching this film going, oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
That's
kind of shows the progression of, that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they have kids, and it's like, well, first they have the baby, right? And it goes from like, oh, baby's crying on the monitor, hang on, gotta go, to, kids having trouble, kids 2 years old and sleeping in the bed, to all this stuff. And they decide she's about to make a big career move. And it looks like that's going to pay off for her. And so they decide they're going to celebrate. And she has her mom watch the kids so that they can celebrate
nude
together, alone. And
it's awkward.
They just realize after, I'm guessing like an hour and a half of trying, that they've lost their groove. They're in a bit of a funk. They're both getting into their own head about it.
They make a bunch of really weird choices, like take the roller skates off. Why? Just leave the roller skates on.
No, I'm in camp. So she first seduces him wearing a skimpy outfit, wearing roller skates, because the original plan, what he thought the plan for the night for celebrating was take the kids out roller skating and get some pizza or something like that. And so she surprises him by having her mom watch the kids, and he comes home and she's just in underwear, a pretty see-through white t-shirt, and some roller skates. Look, as someone who, I know that you know this roller skating world because your wife was actually on the same roller derby team as Brienne was. Mm-hmm. But I've done enough roller skating now to, like, I have a set of derby skates. Yeah. Like, I got nice skates, and Brienne's got nice skates. My mom runs a weekly roller skating thing.
Night, yeah. It's a family night. No.
I'm on team take the skates off.
If you were trying to stand up,
you're really limiting.
I think if you're in the bed already, like you're either laying down or you're on all fours, the skates aren't getting.
You can't have sex standing up, because every time you thrust, it's going to be like, "Hey, come back."
No,
but she's going to roll away.
But
from
in
you.
the context of the situation, they're not. They're in the bed, so they're either laying down or somebody's on all fours. But
sometimes during sex, like, sex is never as smooth as it is in the movies. No. And if you're going to accidentally get something in the head, a bare foot is going to be better than a roller skate.
Yeah. I think...
And they're heavy.
As the movie shows, though, trying to take the skates off kills the mood.
Yeah, kills the mood.
To which they go...
And that's her fault, because she double knotted them.
To which they decide... Let's go do it on the kitchen floor. Who does it on the kitchen floor?
So kitchen floor is a weird choice, but I think, like, obviously the idea is somewhere exotic, right? Somewhere other than the bed.
But the floor?
The floor is weird. Yeah.
Like, clear the counter off.
And then they move to the couch, but he can't. He can't get it up.
He's having some ED problems.
Yeah. Which that's that's something in a film that I can never. I guess I'm still young enough.
Yeah.
But we're sitting watching it, and you made a comment out loud. You're like, "Oh, they got little blue pills for that problem," and instantly I wanted to pause it and go, "Have you taken?"
You see my wife? I don't have that problem.
That has nothing to do. What an objectifying thing to say. That has nothing to do with it.
What?
No, but biologically, biologically,
that's part of it. That's how it gets up.
But there's still a lot of like when you were.
There is some once you start having the ED problem, there is some uncontrollable.
Because as the film talks about, like when you were in your late teens, early 20s. There didn't even need to be a pretty girl. It was like,
stiff breeze.
These pants are a little tight.
Stiff breeze.
Yeah. No. But yeah, like once you reach a point where like biologically the blood just isn't flowing that way. So anyways, it's just, that's kind of one of those. And it's one of those things. Maybe not on the podcast. Maybe we're crossing lines, crossing boundaries here. But that's the type of thing that I'm like.
I'm not going to go too deep into
no
to the bedroom relationship.
Not on the podcast. No, not on the podcast.
No.
But I do. This is my moment to give a little PSA that like. It is, I mean, toxic masculinity is probably a woke term, and I'm going to get canceled for saying it. I don't know, but I do like that. I'm going to get sweet on you here. I do like that you and I have a friendship where we're not this like, like I can't even get my arms down to my sides because the muscles stick out too far. I'm not talking to you about that. I'm not gay, right? Like I'm glad that's not who we are. Anyways, so no giant dildo in your bedside table.
Not a giant.
Look, I don't know what to talk about in this movie, right? Like they have.
What is?
So okay, so what
That's
happens
my
is
bedroom, not the movie.
They decide to make a sex tape.
Not my
Cameron
bedroom.
Diaz's character.
What about your bedroom?
Annie decides. I already said I don't have one. Annie decides to. That's what the level is leaning up against the wall there. You can't see it's on the other side of the.
Is that what you use that for?
I just make sure.
Sit on that?
No. I just make sure that things in the bedroom are plumb. The things are level.
Things are either horizontal or standing up straight.
Well, that's how I know I'm not off kilter. No, so Annie decides that she suggests, why don't we make a sex tape? Yeah. Right? Why don't we film ourselves having sex? Because the excitement about that will probably spice things up.
You.
And so they
help you rise.
They set up an iPad. So it's set up earlier in the film that Jason Segal's character, goes through a lot of iPads.
He always gets the latest and greatest.
He's in the music producing industry, and in order to have songs backed up and blah, 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 he always buys new ones, and he always buys them 2 at a time because that's a part of his syncing backup system. And so he ends up with all these superfluous iPads, which instead of trying to sell, he just gifts, right? I'll give one to our friends. I'll give one to your mom.
Give one to the mailman.
It's Christmas. I'll give one to the mailman, right? So he just gets these new iPads. He's raving about the camera on it, blah, blah, blah. So they set up this iPad and they grab a Kama Sutra book off the shelf, and they spend the next 3 hours and 1 minute filming a sex tape. And they have there's a time jump. The night's over. They're both laying there. They're completely spent. There's honey, a spatula, a salami, a cactus, banana peels, right? Like It's been a wild 3 hours.
Yeah.
But it seemed to work. Like they've enjoyed
themselves.
It was a success. And as they're both drifting off to sleep, Annie says to him, "Don't forget to please delete that. Right? Don't forget to delete it. It'd be a disaster if it fell into the wrong hands." And he says, "Yes, sweetheart. I won't forget to delete it."
She doesn't say the fall in the wrong hands, but.
And long story short, he doesn't delete it.
And it does fall into the wrong hands.
And it syncs up. He's got an app on his iPad, because part of his thing is every time I gift someone an iPad, the iPad itself is not the gift. I've got a baller playlist. And when I update my playlist, because of the app that I've got on all these iPads, it updates
everyone else's.
Yeah, everyone else gets my new playlist, and that's the real gift.
The cloud is a wonderful magical thing that nobody knows how it works.
So it's an app that he calls Frankensync. And he's like, and then I just downloaded this new updated version. It's called The Bride of Frankensync. And now it just like it syncs everything. It just takes all of my shit
library.
And puts it on
everything you got saved.
And so yeah, the sex tape, the 3-hour sex video, ends up on all of the iPads that they have gifted out, and the rest of the film is basically them going out and trying to retrieve those, and the hilarity that ensues as a result of that. There is someone starts texting them. The reason they become aware of the fact that maybe their sex tape is out there is Jay gets a text from an unsaved number in his phone. Thanks for the sex tape, blah, blah, blah. It was really good, so on and so forth, but won't disclose who it is. In the third act, we discover that it is the son of his best friend.
Yeah.
Like, I don't 13-year-old
the son of
kid.
his best friend and his son's best friend.
Yeah. It's some, like, 13 maybe?
Yeah, like
12, 13.
Between 10 and 13, I
has this tape, has made a copy of the tape. So the fact that they've now deleted it from the cloud doesn't matter because he's made a hard copy. He's going to upload it to YouPorn unless this couple delivers him $25,000.
Just so he can buy a horse.
Yeah. So you can buy a horse to keep all the, what do you say?
Keep all his bitches.
Keep all my bitches happy or something. Yeah. I don't know. And what they end up doing is they go and they break into, because they're in California or LA. So Silicon Valley's right there.
Just hang on. Just back up here. The standoff between these two characters when this reveal happens is funny in and of itself, because the kid is, what the hell are you playing Christmas music for?
I don't know what just happened. I'm so sorry. Oh, the weather outside.
The kid is obviously played to be like a really smart tech kid, as most kids with an iPad and computers are.
He's
aware of how things work technology-wise.
Yes, but
more than the main character is.
Yes, but there's also a juxtaposition. Wait, his kid is, or the best friend's kid? Howard,
Jay,
or his? Yeah.
Jay is not super, like, he loves his technology,
but what kid?
But
are we
he doesn't
talking
even
about?
understand how the cloud works. So we're talking about Howard.
So Howard
understands technology.
He's presented that way,
than Jay does.
But he's also presented, like, there's a fun juxtaposition because he is presented earlier on in the film as a real proper wearing a shirt and tie, kind of like, yes, I do enjoy a good super silk, like a really straight A, doesn't do anything wrong. So there's that fun juxtaposition when he comes around and it turns out he's extorting them.
But like hoity-toity.
Hoity-toity, yeah.
Kind of a hoity-toity kid, more than a kid should be. But he seems more straight-laced than he really is. Yeah, which is fun for that reveal. But so anyway, he's like super technology, kind of not super good with technology. But then he makes the outlandish request, like, I want $25,000. No, 25,000.
Yeah,
$25,000. It's like, what? Like, who? What?
Yeah,
you don't understand how money works, do you? Like, you're not going to get away. Like, even if he plays it, we play this whole thing through. They do go give him the money.
You're not getting away with this.
You're not getting away with it.
Parents are gonna.
What are you gonna buy a horse? Where are you gonna keep it? You think your parents aren't gonna know you got a horse? Like,
yeah, the kid's an idiot.
Like, so on one hand, he's like really clever, and he's come up with this really clever and really thought out plan to blackmail them.
Yeah,
but then his demands are just ridiculous.
Yep.
So he's still a kid. He's still an idiot.
He's still an idiot. Yeah, and so they decide they're going to break into and he starts uploading it. And so they decide they're going to break into the YouPorn server and
destroy the server.
An alarm goes off. The owner of YouPorn shows up, who turns out to be Jack Black, which is I love. Like, this is almost on the level of Tom Cruise showing up in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
A little less so because it's not a pretty serious actor in very ridiculous makeup and in a fun, but it's still a great, like, high profile actor just showing up for a 5-minute gimmick.
The only thing that would have been better would have been, oh man, that would have been, okay, this would have been genius. All right. So, oh wait, no, never mind.
No, come on. What do you got?
I was going to say Arnold Schwarzenegger because he was in the film earlier, but he wasn't in the film. He was in the other film that we were watching.
Which wasn't even him.
Which is why it would have been genius.
Yeah.
But,
to actually have him then show up?
Yeah. But it's two different films, so it's not as genius.
No.
Still would have been, I don't know. My mind is slipping.
A little bit. Yeah. So what do you think? It's funny. I love the whole, because she's,
well, you're stopping. If you're gonna break down the film, you might as well keep going, because
the film ends with us seeing the actual.
No, they have a conversation with the owner of the servers and the website,
who lists off like every porn.
Trying to figure out who
I'm
they are.
I'm actually curious to know. I'm not going to Google them, but I'm curious because they list like
a lot,
20 different websites.
But what's funny is, like, he's sitting down with them, like, all you had to do was ask. Like, I'm not going to I get more than enough. I don't need somebody who doesn't want them.
Send me an email, and I would have.
Like, and then he goes, you know, and you could have just I think it was him that was tells him, like, you just remotely delete it.
No, it was Howard is the one. He's like, why didn't you just remotely delete it, Howard, you jackass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
It's,
yeah.
It's funny. I think the funniest part of this film, like where the film really, for me, is like 15 minutes of gold, is when they're at the house of the guy who Annie, who Cameron Diaz's character is trying to strike a deal with.
Right.
This like family corporation that wants to buy.
They're at Rob Lowe's house.
Yeah, wants to buy her blog and all this stuff. And he's very, like, in the meeting that she has with him earlier in the film, he's very
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe is very
No, he's very Rob Lowe.
He's very Rob Lowe.
He's like anything you've seen Rob Lowe in, that's kind of who
morals,
he is.
And we need to make sure that like what you're representing, what you're, if we're going to buy your blog, we need to make sure that your posts really sort of represent our standards and our brand and all that stuff. And then they end up at his house because she gave him an iPad because her like pitch deck, whatever, is on that iPad.
Which that doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's dumb.
Why do you give somebody your device? Like, just email it to them.
Whatever. Or USB stick or whatever.
Well, the cloud exists in this film. Share a link.
Yeah. But so their plan is go there. You say you have to go to the bathroom. We'll tell him you have diarrhea, which he's not stoked about. And I'll distract him.
You didn't delete the tape. You get to be the one.
You're the one with diarrhea. I'll distract him. We say you have to go to the bathroom, and while you're in the bathroom, or while you're quote unquote in the bathroom, you'll actually search the house and find the iPad. But it's like like the guy lives in a mansion. Mm-hmm. And so, anyways. Hilarity ensues, right? Mostly from the fact that while Jay is off searching, he encounters a dog that is not a happy dog.
One side of the funny equation.
It's like a German Shepherd that's like attacking him and whatever.
Yeah.
And he knocks the dog out twice.
He does.
Once with a book, second
You
by
could say three. You could say three times because the third time the dog takes a little while to follow him.
Yes. First time with a book, second time by hiding behind a running treadmill where the dog runs across the treadmill and is flung into the wall. Hilarious.
Yeah.
And then the third time they both fall off, like at least the second story, and
probably a balcony
takes the dog a little bit of time to recover. But Jay's like torn up, right? Shirts in pieces. There's blood all over his face, blah, blah, blah. But while Annie is distracted, so it turns out that Rob Lowe's character is not only into Slayer and like playing Slayer real loud.
Gangster rap too.
Gangster rap. But he's also drinking 50-year-old scotch and wants Annie to do cocaine with him. Which... she does, because she doesn't...
It doesn't come out all at once. It's like a slow build as the situation Annie's in slow builds to let's do cocaine.
Well, because she's...
While at the same time, the intensity of the chase of the dog chasing Jay also intensifies.
Because she's got two things going on. She's got, I need to continue this distraction so that he doesn't go off and find Jay and then our cover's blown. Yeah. But B, I really want this deal to go through.
Yeah.
And if that means doing cocaine with this guy, right? Like, I don't want him to all of a sudden second guess this deal. So that's really funny. And to me, that's like, that's the 15 minutes of the film towards kind of right at the end of the second act that is gold.
That would be the best part of this film. The only part that would match the comedy that offers would be right near the very end where Jason jumps off the balcony.
Right. At the
very end.
grade 4 graduation. Yeah. So that's where the film really hits for me. I would say where it misses, like I said, it takes a little while for it to get going. There's not a lot of laughs at the beginning.
There's no laughs at the beginning.
Which, yes, you need time to set your film up. And it's hard for any comedy to get laughs right out of the gate. Because you don't know the situation yet. You don't know the characters. In order to get those laughs, they're typically more low-hanging fruit laughs because you don't have the
awkward.
You don't have the context to play with. But I think this film could have set that up in 10 minutes instead of 20, 25 minutes. So that's a bit of a miss for me. The only other thing really that I would say is a miss is like we kind of run out of film time and we explain away the mailman thing by the fact that he was able to delete it remotely. I would have liked to see the mail, like an interaction with a mailman, because that's sort of like a running gag. Is she's like, of all the people that have one of these iPads, she's the most pissed off about the mailman because it doesn't even make any sense. So why the hell did you give an iPad to the mailman?
Random guy.
And so to me, that we could have done a little bit more with that. Outside of that, I don't have a ton of like straight up complaints. What worked best for you, and what what kind of missed?
Well, I think honestly, the whole film, in terms of comedy, the whole film builds up to the comedic moment of the hunt for the iPad in the mansion.
Which is weird because it's only the end of the second act. It's not even the third act. Up
to that point, you said it, like there's not a lot. There are some funny-ish moments, but not really. I mean, it's a pretty, like, if you cut that whole portion of the film out, it's not a comedy anymore.
No.
It's a romantic drama
With some jokes here and there.
Well, I mean, there are lots of films there are action films that have some jokes,
yeah.
but you don't classify them as comedy.
Yeah, but
right?
I think it would lose its comedy status.
The point I'm making is like this
You're
is this as far as a comedy goes, it's not a great comedy. It's got a great comedic moment and sequence of scenes in the mansion.
Right.
But outside of that,
and after that, like
it
at
falls
YouPorn,
completely flat.
At YouPorn, it's funny. The fact that he like drives his car through the garage door, the fact that they have their kids there.
Yeah, there are a few moments there, but it's not. Yeah, I'll concede a little bit of that. Like that the comedic moments at the servers would amount to just driving the car into the door and Jack Black's introduction.
And then the final monologue where we do actually get to finally see snippets from the sex tape is funny.
I mean,
her doing the somersault to like land on him.
I guess
that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. The laughs are few and far between outside of that one big moment. It was a big moment.
That and what else? Like that's your answer to what you liked and didn't like?
That moment really got in there. And,
right.
Yeah. Did the job.
So what you liked was the funny moments, and what you didn't like was how few there are? Is that kind of...
Yeah. Yeah. Like, so...
Where we're...
My favorite comedy of all time. You know it.
It's called The Wrong Guy.
It's The Wrong Guy. It's a Canadian film.
Which, in the first 5 minutes, has you laughing.
Yeah.
There is some setup. There's 5 minutes... I would say there's about 5 minutes of getting your bearings.
I would say...
but then pretty immediately you're laughing.
You're laughing almost like within the first 2 minutes, I would say. Like, because it opens up with...
him on the elevator, right?
Him getting in... Him going to work.
Yeah.
He's like walking... I'm going to be the president of the company. And he's like interacting with these people and nobody cares or knows him. He's like, hi, Bob. How's it going? Who are you?
Which again is that, like I said, there's no context yet. So that's the sort of the low hanging.
But the setting
comedy.
up of the I wouldn't say it's super low though. Like it's pretty clever because it's character building and it's setting up the premise of like who this guy is immediately. He thinks highly of himself. Nobody else knows who he is.
There are only 2 comedies that I can think of.
Before you jump in there, I'm just going to finish the point. Comparing this to what I would consider like a gold standard comedy, like there's no comparison.
Which is so funny because your favorite comedy, your gold standard comedy, is pretty niche,
it's pretty unknown,
borderline indie comedy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. There are only 2 comedies that I can think of that like from in the first 30 seconds have you laughing. And one barely counts.
Okay.
The one that barely counts is Mr. Bean or Bean the movie. The first one with like
not the vacation one.
Not the vacation one, but the first one with the painting and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like him doing his morning routine, and he's making the coffee in his mouth because he broke his mug and all that stuff. And that's funny right from the get.
Yeah, you've got an established character,
but it almost doesn't count because it's an established character. You already know Mr. Bean. You already whatever.
Yeah.
The one that does count is the first Ace Ventura film. When he's dressed up as the like UPS delivery guy and he's like throwing the package around, that's
kicking
funny right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. But yeah. Anything else you want to say about it?
You showed me some nudity.
I did. Not I would say I'm still not
You're not
caught up.
Not the same level that I have.
Not my next pick, because my next pick is already chosen. We're going to have a guest here in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Super exciting. But the one after that, maybe a month from now, there's a film I'm going to show you. And you'll be like, so, I didn't know we were allowed to do porn on the... Yeah, it's going to be... It'll be an ordeal.
All right.
An ordeal.
Interesting.
Yeah. Are we ready to rank this?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
I think it's good. I think it's got some big names in it. I think it struggles to get going at the beginning, but once it does get going, it makes me laugh. And you know what? In an era where, like, sex comedies or even comedies from the 2010s don't really hit with, like, they don't often make me laugh. I think the Hangover movies are kind of funny. I assume you've seen those.
I have seen all the Hangovers, yeah.
So those ones I thought were good.
Yeah,
but
those aren't really
stuff
sex
like,
comedies, though.
No. But those were like 2010 comedies. But a lot of 2010 comedies, a lot of the like Seth Rogen comedies, and who else was and Jonah Hill comedies, right? Like it sort of seemed like
some of the stuff that would probably miss more than hit for those kids.
Yeah. A lot of that just didn't work for me. So for a sex comedy, which is typically not something I find super funny, there are iconic ones, right? Like American Pie is an iconic film. I don't necessarily think it's all that funny. I do think this is funny. I think it's good for the genre that it's in and for the time that it came out. I'm going to give it a 6.9 for two reasons. One, to me, 7 is like, it's great.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's great, but I think it's on the higher end of good. And second, it's a movie about sex. And so having 69 as my score just kind of feels, you know, so a 6.9, which takes my score for my films from a 7.5, leaves it at 7.5. Nothing changes.
Okay.
What score do you give it?
Well, I'm not going to give it a 69 because I'm not so lowbrow.
Oh, okay.
Look, it is a good, like, even though the comedy takes a while to ramp up, even like that part of the film was fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It establishes the characters well, and you kind of get to know them, and it establishes the film in itself well as well. It's just not.
It's not hilarious.
Super hilarious. Like, there's lots of funny moments, lots of kind of moments where I laughed out loud. But you
were never on the floor holding your gut.
I was never on the floor holding my gut. They were all boiled down to one specific and on a few other side moments. So, like, as a film, it was great. As a comedy, it falls really flat, I think. So I think I would give it 6. Yeah, we'll give it a 6.
6.
Yeah.
Which takes your score from a 7.1 down to a 7, and my overall score from a 7.3 down to a 7.2. Damn it. Son of a gun.
Yeah.
What'd you watch this week?
I don't think, for the record, I don't think 2012 would have fared much better.
I was, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little sad that we don't get to talk about 2012 because there was some things like I was formulating thoughts.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, what'd you watch this week?
I watched some stuff. Got some
One
stuff.
Piece?
Yeah, man. I watched One Piece.
No, I'm on
Wano's,
Shortbread Island?
Wano's like 200 plus episodes, and I'm probably only a quarter of the way through it. So I'm going to be on the Wano arc for a little while longer.
Oh, this is like a singular, like a story arc, a season.
Yeah, like whole
so to
cake.
speak.
Yeah, so they don't really do seasons; they do story arcs.
Yeah.
Right. So the main character is going to fight this bad guy or going to save this person, and it's a big story arc. Right. So now they're in the land of they're pirates, so they're sailing from island to island. Now they're in the land of Wano, which is kind of this feudal Japanese island, and they're trying to save it from another pirate who's kind of destroyed their way of life.
Right.
And it's a big 200 plus episode story arc. It's a lot. Me and my wife started watching a new show
Ooh.
on Netflix, Chaos. It stars what's his name from
yes.
Jurassic Park, who kind of talks like this, and
Jeff
Goldblum, and he's great in it. And
this is really bad. I mean, I get it's good enough that I knew right away which Jurassic Park person you were talking about.
It's a fun film. They kind of take Greek mythology and kind of flip it on its head to kind of like, what if Greek mythology was real and the gods really did exist, and and time progressed to present day,
right?
Kind of thing. It's pretty fun.
So a little Percy Jackson.
Yeah. Family movie night.
Yeah,
happened twice, Friday and Saturday
Ooh,
night.
Doubling up.
We watched Toy Story and Toy Story 2.
Ah, so which, in your opinion, which is better?
Which is better?
Yeah.
Man. The toy animations hold up in the
second one.
Even from one, I think. But the human animations are horrible in
the first
both.
one. They're a little better in the second one.
They're definitely better. Obviously, they're better because they've got their feet wet, and that's several years later.
I mean, the first one's so iconic because it is the first.
It's the first one.
Feature length. No, not just the first Toy Story. It's the first computer animated film.
Yeah.
It is the Star Wars of
there's
computer animation.
Shoot, I'm glitching on the name. There's a pun in there if I can remember the name.
Buzz Lightyear?
No.
Zurg?
Give me a minute.
Are we looking for a character name?
No, I'm trying to think of
actor.
The TV show, Canadian TV show that was computer generated.
Reboot.
Kind of, I think came before they did.
Yeah, but it's not a film. It's not a feature length film.
No, but in terms of paving the way,
right? But this is like something in theaters, cinema.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying Reboot was
better than Toy Story.
Better than Toy Story, but it did pave the way for it.
Sure.
Anyway, yeah. So Toy Story 1 and 2. I might lean towards 2.
Yeah, I think so. Simply, and Pete and I have talked about this.
The story's a lot of fun.
Story's a lot of fun, and you don't have to spend any time setting up the world or the characters.
Yeah,
like you're able to just
right
hit the ground running. Yeah. Buzz is a part of the team now, as opposed to being sort of a.
And you still kind of get that stupid Buzz stuff when they go to the store.
Yeah.
Because all Buzz Lightyears apparently come out of the package thinking they're Buzz Lightyears.
Yeah, that they are the Space Ranger.
There are some inconsistencies in that show.
In Toy Story?
In Toy Story. Yeah. In terms of the first one especially, and a little bit in the second one, revolving around Buzz Lightyear.
Okay.
Buzz Lightyear, what comes out of the package, he truly thinks He's Buzz Lightyear.
The Space Ranger.
The Space Ranger. The one and only.
On a mission from Star Command.
Mission from
in
Star.
the Gamma Sector.
He can fly. He's got lasers.
Yeah.
Why does he stop when a kid walks in the room? Like toys do. He's a Space Ranger. He's not a toy.
I don't know.
It bugged
Whatever.
me. It bugged me a little bit. It bugged
Come
me a
on,
little.
stop.
It bugged me a little bit.
If you want to
Not
talk
enough.
shit about Toy Story 4, then great.
And okay. Anyway, and
But you still haven't seen Toy Story 4, have you?
I haven't. I'll probably end up watching it.
Yeah,
before
you guys are
show me,
gonna.
'cause
Yeah.
we'll work through them. But anyway, those were the only movies and shows I really watched. But I did kind of sort of watch another movie.
Okay.
I was over at my parents' place for dinner in the last week, and my dad had the TV on, and there was a movie on. So, kind of half watched it, had to look after the kids a bit.
Started partway through.
Turned it off to eat some dinner. TV ended up back on after dinner. Paused, muted so people can talk, unmuted. So kind of, sort of.
What is
out
it?
Out of 2 hours, I maybe watched 30 minutes of National Treasure.
Oh, the first one. Okay. Yeah.
Which was fun,
So good. So good.
Yeah.
Where's National Treasure 3? Damn it.
Yeah. So that's what I watched.
Cool.
What did you watch?
We finished Only Murders in the Building.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Favorite
season? Does the last season hold up to the other ones?
It holds up. Favorite season? Season 2. Yeah. I think season 2 was my favorite.
Cool.
So we started our next show.
Oh, yeah?
Which is Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Oh, you got her to watch it.
We did.
Nice.
In the last week, we finished Only Murders in the Building, and we are on episode...
Did you start with the movie?
We did start with the movie. Yeah. We watched the Clone Wars movie, and then we started the show, and we're on episode 3 of season 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
You blew
We're
through it.
We're going.
So the real question...
Giddy up.
The real question is, there's a completionist in you. Are you going to do follow-up that with Bad Batch and then do Rebels?
No. So I don't think... I mean, I'll leave it up to Brienne. I will leave Bad Batch up to Brienne. We won't watch... I'm not going to show her The Acolyte. I think the way that this progression will go is Clone Wars, Tales of the Jedi,
Okay.
Rebels.
So you will watch Rebels.
Yeah.
I think I like Rebels more than I like Clone Wars. Clone Wars has got a lot of great moments in it, but Rebels just it start, especially the last couple seasons, hit really well.
Mandalorian.
Okay.
And then it will probably all culminate with, I know it wasn't the best show, but you don't get someone hooked on the Ahsoka character and then be like, man, now I'm not going to show you her show.
Hopefully the
right,
and
really the reason why
there's a Mandalorian film that'll
like and Ahsoka was always going to be sort of the end game, but I was like, shit, okay. If I'm going to show you Ahsoka, we have to watch Rebels, because otherwise,
she's a big part in Rebels.
Ahsoka starts, the whole thing, Ezra and everything, right? Like Ahsoka is the follow-up to Rebels.
Ahsoka is the follow-up to Rebels, yeah. But she's not a big player in Rebels. She doesn't show up. But she's only in like the last half of the.
But you need to learn who Ezra is and what's her face, Sabine and Chopper, and like you'll get so much more out of the Ahsoka show having watched Rebels.
Yeah.
So
because you get those member berry moments.
Yeah. So, but you also get some Clone War member berry moments,
Yep.
which I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Yeah. The well, I'm not going to spoil it because Brian might listen to this, but anyways. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all listed down below. Our Patreon, which is I probably by the time this releases already been reworked. Some price changes, some huge content changes. Excuse me. Starting with we're actually going to consistently put out content. Yeah. There's an idea being floated around, and I don't know if there's any actual validity to it, but maybe like a bi-weekly, like a twice monthly, like Doomsday Prepper, like 10-minute episode thing from Carl and I could be a thing. That would be like actually kind of fun.
Talk about our different doomsday plans.
Well, or just like
how would you prep for an asteroid?
What is the situation for this?
How would you prep for zombies?
Or
how
even,
would you prep
or even
for
it's just like
vampires take over the world?
Or even it's just the end of the world, but it's like, okay, in this first episode, we're going to tackle water, right? Because listen, doesn't matter what apocalypse it is, zombies, asteroid, doesn't matter what it is. Water is paramount.
Survival.
Water is everything.
Three key things for survivor: water, shelter, food.
Yeah, but water is like at the top of that.
Oh, yeah, that's why I said it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would go water, food, then shelter.
No, water, shelter, food.
Why? But if you can live longer without shelter than you can without food.
Shelter doesn't mean log cabin.
We are doing a podcast apparently now because it's too rich. Make sure you check out our merchandise page, also listed down below.
You want me to say something about merchandise, but I don't have anything.
I want you to tie it into the apocalypse because if the world's ending,
if you email me, I will take one of these foam things off the wall and send it to you if you give us money for it.
Yes, $30 a panel, so that we can replace it.
We'll even sign it for you.
Yeah, with silver Sharpies.
Yeah,
and then we'll Scotch guard it so that it. Yeah. So that A, it's useless as sound absorption, and B,
but you could put it on your wall.
Those useless signatures will last forever.
Can you imagine signing this rigid foam?
Well, you can sign the back of it. Oh yeah, signing the front of it? You just like every third line shows up.
You put one letter on this side of the triangle and put one letter on the other side.
Oh no, I would just hold the pen. So it's like corrugated foam. It's just like triangle ridges. No, I would just sign it like this, and so you would just see like just across the tip. The tips are all that would get touched.
Continuing with the innuendos to the end.
Yeah, just the tip.
Just the tip.